Hi, Gloria Donahue with Nana's Cookery, and welcome to the kitchen. We're going to make the easiest pie in the world today. It's called chess pie. And you wonder where the name comes from. One of the stories is that somebody says, "Oh, what is that?" And they said, "Oh, it's chess pie," because it's a southern pie. And I got it from this Dallas cookbook. I love to share cookbooks with you, but honestly, most of my cookbooks are so old, even though I buy new ones. This is from the 70s. We were at the Dallas Art Museum and the ladies were having a fundraiser for the museum. And one of the things that they were serving was chess pie. And it was so good I bought the cookbook and I have made it. It's very simple and it's very sweet. So we're going to make it now and I'll tell you everything that's in it. So simple. 1 stick of melted butter. And my rule kind of is for this. If it's an older cookbook, and it doesn't call for adding salt to it at all, I think they were probably using regular butter like most people did in the 70s and 80s. If it is a newer book and they call for unsalted butter, of course that's what I use. Or if they add salt, then pretty much, okay, they started with unsalted butter and they want a little salt added. But I just used regular table butter in this today. 1 stick of butter melted. And I melted that in the microwave, and if you do it over a very low heat. I have practically blown up the microwave with overheating butter. 1½ cups of sugar, and that's just regular granulated sugar. A tablespoon of regular flour. 1½ teaspoons of vinegar, and that would be just regular apple cider vinegar, and that is really to cut that sweetness. And a teaspoon of vanilla, and 3 eggs. And you're going to put that all in a prepared 9-inch pie shell. Now that's all the recipe says, a 9-inch prepared pie shell. So obviously you can use whatever pie crust you want. But I really recommend that you go to the very first video I ever made and the most popular day after day. And it is pie crust made with canola oil. And it is made in about 5 minutes. And here it is, and it's ready to be filled. But obviously you can use your own if you would choose. So we're going to put the melted butter in. So there's our melted butter. 1½ cups sugar. I don't worry about lumps in regular sugar because they're soft lumps and they will break up. It's not like brown sugar. When it gets hard, it's hard. You know my rule on eggs. And we cooked something earlier today, and believe it or not, I got 3 pieces of shell in there. Had to dig it out. So it happens. Well, so far so good. That's 2 out of 3. There's the third. 3 out of 3 today. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla. 1 tablespoon of flour. And I have measuring spoons that do like 1½ teaspoons, which would also be the same as ½ tablespoon. And so that's what I'm using for the vinegar, but that is 1.5 teaspoons. Okay, and now we're just going to whisk it. We're going to break those eggs up. Now, did you ever see a pie with less ingredients? I don't think so. So we're just going to pour this. Honestly, if we weren't filming, I would pour it closer to the oven because this is going to be a runny filling. And if I do anything like a pecan pie or something like that, I like to do it closer to the oven so I have less distance to carry this runny filling. But this is not a particularly high filling, so I think I'm going to be okay. And I don't have my spatula, so I'm going to use a big spoon. We're just going to pour, and it's going to cook at 350 for 35 minutes. And you do want to serve small pieces. I took this over to the cancer center where I bake food for once a month, a couple months ago, and one fellow from the South said, "Oh, it's chess pie. I haven't had any in a long time." So it's always good to give somebody their favorite. I'm going to take it to the oven. You can see it when it's done. Well, our pie is out of the oven and it is set and firm. You can see it's turned color on top. We're going to let this chill and have it for dinner. And it's good, but remember, have small pieces. So nice to see you again. Bye-bye.